Now, what I would love Caitlin to do is get up one time and then just slap the
Welcome back to Pro Caitlin TV, your go-to destination for the biggest Caitlin Clark stories, WNBA headlines, and the hottest basketball debates. Today, we're breaking down a controversy that has fans arguing across social media and sports television. A physical moment involving Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas has reignited questions about player safety, officiating, and how the league handles its biggest stars. But what really caught everyone's attention was the reaction from NBA legend Reggie Miller. Why did one of basketball's greatest shooters feel compelled to weigh in? And what does this mean for the WNBA moving forward? Let's dive into the full story. Sometimes, a single moment can completely change the conversation around an entire league. Not because of a game-winning shot, not because of a championship, but because millions of people watch the same replay and immediately begin asking the exact same question. Did the officials miss something? That's exactly what happened after the Indiana Fever's matchup with the Phoenix Mercury. What started as another highly anticipated game featuring Caitlin Clark quickly turned into one of the most talked about moments of the WNBA season. Fans flooded social media with slow-motion clips, heated debates, and passionate opinions, while sports analysts across the country began dissecting every angle. Then another voice entered the conversation. NBA Hall of Famer Reggie Miller, a player who built his career battling through some of the toughest defenders basketball has ever seen, offered his perspective on the growing discussion surrounding physical play in today's game. His comments immediately sparked even more debate among fans, with many wondering whether the WNBA has reached a turning point. Has the physicality surrounding Caitlin Clark become the biggest storyline of the season? Is the league doing enough to protect its stars while preserving the competitive nature of the game? Stay with us, because this story goes much deeper than one controversial play. Ever since Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, every game she plays has carried enormous attention. Sold-out arenas, record television ratings, and non-stop media coverage have become the new normal. Whether people support her or criticize her, one thing is undeniable. When Clark steps onto the court, the basketball world pays attention. That attention was once again on full display during Indiana Fever's matchup against the Phoenix Mercury. Heading into the game, excitement was already high. Fans expected another competitive battle featuring some of the league's biggest stars. Instead, the game quickly became known for something entirely different. During a loose ball sequence, Caitlin Clark ended up on the floor as players fought for possession. Moments later, a physical exchange involving Alyssa Thomas became the center of attention. Replay clips rapidly spread online, with viewers analyzing every frame and debating whether the contact deserved additional scrutiny. Within minutes, social media exploded. Some fans believed the officials should have stopped play immediately or reviewed the sequence more carefully. Others argued that basketball has always been a physical sport and that isolated moments can often look worse in slow motion than they do in real time. Regardless of which side people supported, everyone was talking about the same play. The debate quickly moved far beyond the final score. On X, Instagram, YouTube, and sports forums, thousands of comments appeared within hours. Hashtags connected to Caitlin Clark and the WNBA began trending as fans replayed the clip repeatedly, each person offering a different interpretation. Some viewers insisted Clark continues to absorb more physical defense than almost any player in the league. Others responded that elite players have always faced tougher defensive attention because opponents naturally focus on stopping the game's biggest stars. The discussion wasn't new. Throughout basketball history, legends have often dealt with relentless physical pressure. Michael Jordan experienced it. Kobe Bryant experienced it. LeBron James experienced it. And Reggie Miller certainly experienced it. Throughout his Hall of Fame career, Miller built a reputation for surviving intense defensive attention night after night. Opponents constantly grabbed, bumped, and pressured him because they knew giving him even a small amount of space could completely change a game. That experience is one reason basketball fans always pay attention when Reggie shares his thoughts on physical play. Unlike casual observers, he's lived through it himself. His perspective carries weight because he understands where competitive defense ends and unnecessary contact begins. As discussions surrounding the Fever Mercury game continued growing, many basketball personalities began discussing a broader issue. Has the increased spotlight surrounding Caitlin Clark also increased the intensity with which opponents defend her? Some analysts believe that's simply part of becoming one of the league's biggest stars. The more dangerous a player becomes offensively, the more determined opposing defenses become to slow them down. Others argued that officials now face an even more difficult challenge than before. Every whistle involving Clark immediately becomes national news. Call too many fouls, and critics accuse referees of giving special treatment. Call too few, and others argue the league is failing to protect one of its brightest stars. It's a difficult balance. Meanwhile, Indiana Fever fans continued expressing frustration online. Many pointed to previous games where Clark had absorbed significant contact, arguing that this latest incident was part of a larger trend rather than an isolated moment. Mercury supporters viewed the situation differently. They noted that Alyssa Thomas has always played an aggressive, physical brand of basketball, and that intensity has helped define her career. From their perspective, hard competition should not automatically be mistaken for dirty play. That disagreement only fueled the conversation. Television debate shows soon joined in. Basketball podcasts released emergency episodes. Former players shared opinions across social media. Even fans who rarely watched WNBA basketball suddenly found themselves discussing officiating standards. That's one of the biggest changes Caitlin Clark has brought to the league. Every major moment now reaches audiences far beyond traditional WNBA fans. Millions of casual sports viewers who may have never watched a women's basketball game before suddenly become invested. For the league, that's both exciting and challenging. Greater popularity means greater visibility. But greater visibility also means greater accountability. Every controversial decision is replayed from multiple angles. Every official's whistle is analyzed. Every player reaction becomes headline news. As the conversation continued growing, attention shifted toward respected basketball voices like Reggie Miller, whose career was built on thriving under pressure. Fans wanted to know how someone with decades of basketball experience viewed the growing debate surrounding physical defense, officiating consistency, and protecting star players without changing the competitive spirit of the game. Whatever your opinion may be, one thing became impossible to ignore. This wasn't simply another regular season matchup anymore. It had evolved into one of the biggest basketball conversations of the year. And as more players, analysts, and former NBA legends began weighing in, the controversy only continued to grow. What happened next would make the discussion even louder. As new reactions poured in from every corner of the basketball world, as the debate continued to grow, it became clear that this wasn't simply about one controversial sequence anymore. The conversation had expanded into something much bigger, a discussion about the future of the WNBA and how the league handles its biggest stars. For years, basketball has celebrated physical competition. Fans love intensity. They love rivalries. They appreciate defenders who refuse to give an inch. But they also expect consistency. That's exactly where opinions began to split following the Fever Mercury game. One side argued that Caitlin Clark receives the same treatment every superstar eventually faces. Great players have always been targeted. Opponents know that slowing down the best scorer or playmaker often gives them the best chance to win. The other side believed the attention surrounding Clark has reached another level entirely. Every possession involving her seems to become more physical. Every drive to the basket attracts multiple defenders. Every loose ball appears to create another heated discussion online. Whether fans agreed or disagreed with that opinion, nobody could deny one thing. The spotlight surrounding Clark is unlike anything the WNBA has experienced before. Every game is watched by millions. Every highlight trends online. Every controversial moment becomes national news. That enormous attention has completely changed the way people analyze the league. Instead of simply discussing wins and losses, fans are now examining officiating decisions almost possession by possession. Sports talk shows spent hours reviewing the replay from different camera angles. Basketball podcasts debated whether officials should have reviewed the play more carefully. YouTube creators released detailed breakdowns explaining why they believed the contact either crossed the line or represented normal playoff-style basketball. The conversation refused to disappear. Meanwhile, Indiana Fever supporters continued defending Clark. Many pointed out that one of the reasons she's become so popular is her willingness to keep competing through contact. Instead of constantly arguing with referees, Clark usually gets back on defense and focuses on the next possession. That competitive mentality has earned praise from teammates, coaches, and former players throughout her basketball journey. Some fans believe that toughness is exactly what makes her special. Others worry that remaining composed sometimes causes officials to underestimate just how much contact she's absorbing throughout a game. As those discussions continued, Reggie Miller's perspective became especially interesting to basketball fans. Throughout his NBA career, Miller wasn't the biggest player on the floor. He wasn't the strongest, but he constantly dealt with defenders trying to throw him off his rhythm. Opponents grabbed his jersey, bumped him coming off screens, and made every possession a battle. He understood better than almost anyone what it feels like to become the player every defense wants to stop. That's why many fans valued his opinion, not because he played exactly like Caitlin Clark, but because he understood what happens when one player becomes the center of every defensive game plan. As television networks continued covering the controversy, analysts began asking another important question. Has Caitlin Clark's popularity changed the pressure facing WNBA officials? Years ago, many controversial calls might have remained inside the basketball community. Today, that's impossible. Within seconds, replay clips appear on every major social media platform. Millions of viewers immediately begin analyzing slow-motion footage. Former players add their opinions. Journalists write articles. Fans compare similar plays from previous games. Every decision is placed under a microscope. That's simply the reality of modern sports. And that reality places enormous responsibility on league officials. Consistency has never mattered more. Because when millions of new fans are watching every game, every whistle helps shape how they view the entire league. Many longtime WNBA supporters recognized that challenge immediately. They understand that growing popularity brings growing expectations. The league isn't only competing for headlines anymore. It's competing for long-term trust from a rapidly expanding audience. Every nationally televised game introduces new viewers to women's basketball. Many of those viewers are watching because of Caitlin Clark. Their first impressions matter. If their biggest takeaway becomes controversy instead of great basketball, that's something everyone involved hopes to avoid. Meanwhile, players across the league continued focusing on the season itself. Championship races were heating up. Playoff positioning remained incredibly competitive. Yet conversations surrounding officiating continued dominating headlines. Some believed that attention was unfair. Others argued that accountability is simply part of professional sports. No matter which side people supported, everyone agreed that the WNBA has entered a completely different era. The audience is larger, the expectations are higher, the pressure is greater, and every major moment now carries consequences that stretch far beyond one night's final score. As more former players and analysts discussed the situation, another realization became impossible to ignore. This wasn't just about Caitlin Clark. It was about every current and future superstar who will help shape the next chapter of women's basketball. How the league responds to moments like this could influence public confidence for years to come. And with every passing day, one question continued growing louder. What lessons would everyone, from players and coaches to officials and league executives, take away from one of the season's biggest controversies? Because the answer could define much more than a single game. As the days passed, one thing became increasingly clear. This story was no longer just about one game between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury. It had grown into one of the defining conversations of the 2026 WNBA season. Every major sports league reaches moments where a single incident sparks a much bigger debate. Sometimes it's about the rules. Sometimes it's about officiating. And sometimes it's about how a league protects the players who have become the faces of the sport. Many fans believe this has become one of those moments. The WNBA has spent years building toward unprecedented growth. Attendance has reached new heights. National television audiences continue to increase. Merchandise sales remain strong, and social media engagement has never been higher. Every week, more casual basketball fans are discovering the league for the very first time. Much of that attention has centered around Caitlin Clark. Whether people support her or cheer against her, they tune in to watch. Every game becomes must-see television. Every highlight spreads across social media within minutes. Every big shot, every assist, and every controversial moment instantly becomes part of the national sports conversation. That's the reality of becoming one of the biggest names in basketball. But with that spotlight comes enormous responsibility, not only for the players but also for the officials and the league itself. Fans aren't simply judging the athletes anymore. They're evaluating how every game is managed. Was the contact legal? Was the foul called consistently? Should the play have been reviewed? Those questions now dominate post-game discussions almost as much as the final score itself. Many longtime basketball fans pointed out that this isn't unique to the WNBA. The NBA has gone through similar moments. The NFL has experienced years of debate over player safety. Major League Baseball has faced controversies over replay reviews. Every growing league eventually reaches a point where fans demand greater transparency and consistency. The WNBA appears to be entering that phase now. As discussions continued across television and social media, one message kept surfacing repeatedly. People want clarity. They don't expect officials to be perfect. Basketball moves too quickly for that. But they do expect consistency. When similar plays happen in different games, fans want similar outcomes. That's how trust is built. Trust between players and officials. Trust between coaches and the league. Most importantly, trust between fans and the game they love. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continued doing what she has done throughout her basketball career. She kept playing. She kept competing. She kept focusing on basketball. Instead of allowing the controversy to become the center of attention, she let her performances speak for themselves. That's one reason so many supporters admire her approach. No matter how much outside noise exists, Clark consistently returns to doing what she does best, leading her team and competing at the highest level. That mindset has become one of her greatest strengths. At the same time, opposing teams aren't going to make life easier. If anything, the competition will only become tougher. Every franchise understands the impact Clark can have on a game. Stopping her remains one of the biggest challenges in the league. That means physical defense, aggressive game plans, and emotional matchups are likely to remain part of every headline involving the Indiana Fever. The real question moving forward isn't whether games will remain competitive. Of course they will. The question is whether the league can maintain the balance between allowing tough basketball and ensuring every player is treated fairly under the rules. That's the conversation fans expect the WNBA to continue having. Because the opportunity in front of the league has never been greater. Millions of new viewers have discovered women's basketball. Young athletes now dream of reaching the WNBA. Corporate partners continue investing in the sport. National media outlets provide more coverage than ever before. Everything points toward an exciting future. But moments like this also remind everyone that growth brings greater expectations. Every controversial decision now carries more attention than ever before. Every official knows millions of fans are watching. Every player understands their actions will be replayed countless times online. Every coach recognizes that one emotional post-game interview can become tomorrow's biggest headline. That's simply the reality of modern sports. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from this entire situation. Basketball is evolving. The audience is evolving. The conversations surrounding the game are evolving too. Whether you believe the officials handled this play correctly or believe more action should have been taken, one thing cannot be denied. People care. They care deeply about the players. They care about the league. And they care about seeing the game continue to grow in the right direction. That's ultimately good news for women's basketball. Passionate debate means passionate fans. And passionate fans are what every league hopes to build. As the season continues, every nationally televised game will receive even more attention. Every close finish will create new headlines. Every rivalry will generate fresh debate. and every major moment involving Caitlin Clark will continue attracting millions of viewers eager to see what happens next. One thing is absolutely certain. The basketball world will be watching every step of the way. And that's our complete breakdown of one of the biggest WNBA stories everyone has been talking about. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. What do you think? Did the officials handle this situation the right way? Do you believe the league should review plays like this more carefully? Or is this simply part of playing tough, competitive basketball? We'd love to hear your thoughts. So drop your opinion in the comments below and let's keep the discussion respectful. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Pro Caitlin TV, and turn on all notifications so you never miss breaking Caitlin Clark news, WNBA updates, player reactions, and the biggest stories from around the basketball world. We truly appreciate every single one of you for being part of this growing community. Your support allows us to bring you in-depth coverage, thoughtful analysis, and the latest basketball headlines as they happen. Thanks again for watching Pro Caitlin TV. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of the season, and we'll see you in the next video with another breaking